Welcome, angels, to Think Outside the Box on this holiday season, where you can think outside the box with family members. Possibly you can have a conversation with loved ones and you can leave both feeling better than when you started the conversation. Or possibly you can believe in that Christmas magic, angels. Or if you're just with self, that's one way of thinking outside the box during this holiday season. That and so many other ways. I am Heather Buzzard of Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves where we uplift and inspire you to become more who you truly came here to be. As you can see, angels, I got my holiday Santa hat on. That's how I'm celebrating the holidays. Take a sip of your favorite drink. Today we are drinking our holiday eggnog. So take a sip of your favorite drink. Sit back and relax as we move continue on with our Christ presence theme of the month, speaking about 8 ways to incorporate your Christ spirit through this holiday season. Okay, so we get the opportunity to be with family and friends. Yet, angels, before we start this conversation, I would just like to say you can go on over to buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com, angels. And over there, you can sign up for my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity. It's coming out January 2026. And you can sign up and get the first 3 chapters for free. I have gotten a lot of great responses. A lot of people have said that it's a book of courage and being open and determination and just a lot of great responses. So if you're one that has maybe been discounted through life or you've had a lot of hardships and you didn't think that you were anything or you didn't think that you could make anything of yourself, my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, is for you. And that's exactly why I wrote it, angels, to uplift and inspire others through my story. And you can find that over at buzzardscorner.com under our blog section, where our new blog posting today is Touch Your Inner Spirit. That's over there at Buzzard's Corner as well. You can pick up coaching packages, angels. You can start or end your day with a positive blog posting. You can uh, follow us on our Facebook and YouTube channels and all that. All of that is at buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with a K.com. So, as we continue on with our theme of the month, Christ's presence within, we're going to touch on 8 different ways, spirit angels, that you can touch your Christ spirit within. Now, with all of the holiday season and the advertising and all of that, we can get caught up in the commercialism of this holiday season. Yet, this time, on an energetic level, angels, more and more people are turning within and realizing that it isn't about the rituals and the all of that. That is really an inner spirit, inner work, inner base, inner relationship with Christ. So we're going to touch on 8 ways that you're able to tap into your inner spirit in a more positive way to help you move through life. I know for me personally, one of the ways that I was able to really establish a solid relationship with my Christ spirit was I journaled. And I still journal. I don't journal as much as I used to, yet I journaled every day growing up, throughout my young adult years, all of that. I did a lot of journaling. Whereas now I've shifted more into just my beingness, being with spirit, and allowing spirit to speak through me through my intuition and listening. Yet that journaling, angels, really helped me establish a solid relationship with spirit because I was able to ask questions and put out my doubt and all of that. And looking back on those journals, I can see today how spirit was always with me and never left me or forsake me. So that's a great way to establish a relationship, to begin establishing a relationship. Prayer is another great way that you can establish a relationship with spirit. If you're a prayer warrior, you hear spirit through nature, through voices, through spirit, through intuition. You can pray your way to good health. You can pray your way to wealth. You can pray your way to anything that you choose to. So establishing prayer in your life and being committed to it allows you to raise the vibration of your energy, and it also solidifies that relationship with the Christ spirit within you, because then you're communicating with your inner Christ spirit, and it isn't God out there or up there. It is God within you that you're speaking with. And that's one misconception that we have, that God is out there somewhere up in the sky watching us, angels. The Christ spirit is within us. And that is what Jesus Christ was all about. He didn't produce Christmas. Religions created Christmas. Jesus Christ was about the Christ spirit and allowing yourself to tap into that Christ spirit and walking this earth with love, compassion, empathy, joy, and all of those God qualities that the world can't give us. Also, angels, humility. And that was a mountain for me to climb with us, that mountain of humility, because I had a lot of pride and my ego was way out of control when I was younger. And I know now that pride will kill you, and that is true. If you choose to hang on to your pride, it will kill you, whether it's your inner spirit that dies, whether you die with life or you die and you actually leave this planet. Pride will kill you. And I learned that. And by my releasing and letting go of that, slowly through my experiences, I became more humble. Yet I will tell you, the greatest experience that really shifted me into that fully of humility was when I went through my open heart surgery in 2024. And angels, when I went through that and I was in and out of hospitals for over a year, I wasn't able to take care of myself. I was in a hospital hooked up to all kinds of tubes and everything. And we have those videos here on our channel. And I was grateful for that. Yet in that space, at the time I wasn't aware of it, yet in that space, it was me letting go of control and allowing myself to allow somebody to take care of me, allowing myself to become humble, for them to wipe me, to clean me, for my allowing myself to be in that position of vulnerability. And that really shifted me and my consciousness into humility. So it's our experiences, angels, that will humble us. And it can come through fall. It can come through a fall of an ego. It can come through a fall of pride. It can come through any experience that you choose. And it doesn't necessarily have to hurt. You just need to be aware of what it is that you're calling forth. Commitment to spirit. Now, like I said, you can build a relationship with spirit. And when you have that relationship, that is commitment. It isn't just a one-time thing. It isn't only when you get into a situation where you need prayer, you need help. To really establish a relationship and to have that bond, you have to be, you must be willing to commit yourself, whether it's 5 minutes a day on a daily basis through meditation. Personally, I go out and I walk every day. I love that. When I was younger, I exercised, I did yoga every day. Now I go outside and I walk and I talk with nature. Now at this stage of my life, I sit out, I do meditation, I sit in the quiet and I allow myself to be quiet. And angels, that's all establishing a relationship with my inner spirit, because when you're in the quiet, you can hear that still small voice. And when you hear it, then it's adhering to what it's telling you. Adhere to what it's telling you and show yourself just how powerful you are. Because there were a lot of times in my life where I discounted that inner voice, and yet only to show myself that my inner voice was showing me what not to do, where not to go. So you don't have to go through that. Just listen to what your inner spirit is telling you, and it will never guide you wrong. And it isn't anything negative. If you feel that your inner spirit is telling you anything negative, then that's your ego speaking to you, and that isn't spirit. Spirit is nothing except love, compassion, joy, stability, encouragement, upliftment, support. That's what spirit is. Fellowship with other believers. Now, I just saw an article the other day how Joel Osteen's church is becoming empty. Churches are, because you don't need a building to have a relationship with spirit. And I believe at this time, where we're at this particular time, especially moving into the fifth dimension and all the dimensional energies flowing down on this planet, we are here to establish a relationship, a personal relationship with spirit. And I believe that's going to come through groups coming together and gathering, having more outside activities, people coming together and gathering, and the churches will become obsolete because it's religion that has boxed humanity into shame, fear, guilt, especially the Catholic religion, telling you if you were as a child that if you didn't confess your sins, you're going to go die in hell. Come on, you're a kid. What did you do as a child? And that was all based on fear, which is out of control, so they could get your money, etc. But that's a whole different conversation. We won't go there. So, anyways, angels, also, when you're practicing humility, self denial comes into play as well. Because when you avoid seeking personal recognition, then you're allowed to really get in touch with that Christ like spirit. And I learned that too. When I stopped supplicating to my ego, I've come into remembrance that it isn't about my ego, that it's about my Christ spirit within, and following that inner voice within, trusting that, believing in that, and knowing without a shadow of a doubt that God is there with me always. And that I do know, angels, beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's nothing that can tell me otherwise, because my experiences have shown me that. And your experiences will show you that if you're willing to take that leap of faith and allow yourself to show yourself just how powerful you are. Yet that's gathering all your power back from where you've scattered it, maybe to family, friends, old relationships, clubs, things like that. You bring that energy back. And that's one thing that I've noticed personally for myself, especially in these last 3 years going through that open heart surgery and all of that. I pulled my energy back from a lot of places and spaces that I had put that out. And by pulling it back to me, I'm able to be a stronger person. So when I step out into the next chapter of my life, angels, I will have that strength to go with me as I move into this next chapter, which I know is going to be one of fun and upliftment. Yet, touching the inner Christ spirit also allows you to shape it and to create that. And when you're touching that inner Christ spirit within, you can mold and shape and create whatever type of life that you choose to. And angels, I tell you, it's when you're willing to touch your Christ spirit within and you allow yourself to become humble and you allow yourself to feel that empathy, that love, that Christ love does flow. I didn't believe it until I experienced it. So there isn't anything that I can say. You have to experience it. And spirituality is a path of experience. Engage in fellowship with other believers of like mind. Like minded people are great because iron sharpens iron. And when you're able to be around like minded people, then you're able to bounce ideas off each other and get more clarity. And that's a blessing, angels. It's when we cage ourselves in to only a small group of people or one or two people. Then you're not allowing your mind to open up and expand and get any awareness. And you can even do that through TV. There's over, 5,000 channels on TV now. You can learn about different countries, different cultures. The other day, I was watching about the different religions in the Buddhism cultures in India and whatnot. It was really a mind opening experience to see how other religions and other people worship in the world. So, when you're allowing yourself to engage in fellowship, whether it be through television or personally, it helps you to open up your consciousness. Love and forgiveness. Showing love and forgiveness, and we always say out there. Yet we here at Buzzard's Corner of Love say you need to show love and forgiveness to yourself first. If you aren't willing to love and forgive yourself, then there is no way you can love and forgive anybody else out there. And self love, self forgiveness isn't selfish, it is self love. And when we can understand that self forgiving is self love, because it's freedom. And if you're choosing freedom in your life, if you value freedom, angels, self forgiveness is the key, because you let yourself off the hook for what you did or didn't do, for the choices you may have made or you didn't make, for the relationships that you were in or you weren't in. Talking from personal experience, and it's in my book coming out. There was a lot of self forgiveness, and I didn't understand it when I was walking my dark night of the soul. Yet, as I continued walking that dark night of the soul, more and more understanding became clearer to me, which is why I am free today. 100% free, 98.9. Because just the other day, there was a trigger, an old trigger, and it shocked the heck out of me. And I said, Heather, forgive yourself for that. And the person that it came upon was so loving that they didn't take it personally. So that helped me move through that. And I depended on my Christ spirit, and I went within my Christ spirit, and I sat with God, and I felt the sting though. You have to feel it in order to release it. And that's what a lot of us don't want to do, is have to feel things. Develop spiritual discipline, whether it's getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day. I'm up by 6:30 out walking. Best time, walk early in the mornings. That's my communion with God. When I used to do exercising, I was up by 6 in the morning exercising early. But back in my 20s and 30s, I was up at 4 a.m. meditating. That's the best time of day to meditate. I don't get up at 4 a.m. anymore. Yet that is a good time to meditate for those who are able to be up at that time. That's a commitment to spirit. That's a developing a spiritual discipline. Eating healthy, drinking water on a daily basis is spiritual discipline. Thinking positive thoughts, angels, on a daily basis is spiritual discipline. Allowing yourself to feel good is spiritual discipline. Do you allow yourself to feel good? Do you allow yourself to laugh? Do you allow yourself to experience the joy that God gave us? This is something we can't buy. We can't go to the store and buy joy. We can't manufacture joy. It only comes from within. Do you allow yourself to experience the God given joy that you have within? And if you don't, then you need to ask yourself how come you don't. Yet you allow yourself to experience the world. I'll take joy any day. What about you? Especially during this holiday season. Brings up all the joy, right? Family comes together. You get to be with family. Most family you like, some not so much. Yet you have the opportunity to open up your heart, be flexible in love. That's what the holiday season is all about. That's what they tell you anyway. Christ, Jesus of Christ, was nothing except love, compassion, empathy. He walked this earth in a manner of lightness, in respect, in compassion, and understanding. He knew who he was. Do you know who you are? I ask myself that question. Heather, do you know who you are? More and more, angels, I claim I am a child of God. First and foremost, everything else is second. And the more and more that we claim our God oneness, our God child, our God relationship, the more and more good comes into our life. I'm a living testimony of it. And you are able to truly live a life of ease and grace if you so believe it. So, angels, you get this opportunity this holiday season to be with family and friends and to allow your Christ spirit within to shine. Also, angels, you can listen and adhere to that still small voice. That was the last one. Oh, we got two more. Listen to that still small voice within and adhere to it. There was a time, and that's in my book as well, that I would hear my still small voice and I would go the opposite way only for it to show me the truth. Listen to it and adhere to it, because then you're able to truly show yourself that spirit is real within you. And the last one, angels, is immerse yourself in spiritual studies, whether it be daily word, uh, the daily digest, or spiritual digest, spiritual times, some type of spiritual positive articles that you can meditate on. Here at Buzzard's Corner of Love on our YouTube channel, we've got blog postings, we've got positive blog postings over on our website. You can meditate on those positive blog postings and ask yourself those questions, angels. And all of that helps you build a relationship with spirit. Because as you read and you meditate about spirituality, you begin to build God's character. And I'm a living testimony to that. Because if you would have told me 34 years ago, if you had met me, you wouldn't think that I'd be standing in this position today. And I know it's because of my spiritual journey that I have built compassion, that I have built the characters of God, of empathy, of love, of forgiveness, of trust, faith, belief, angels. I know I have walked it. And when you walk it and you allow yourself to truly let go and know that God is real in your life and that God doesn't have any desire except for good for you, I promise you, your life will change. And that's one thing that I truly feel. The more that I have allowed myself to integrate with my Christ spirit within, the more that I feel my life changing. What about you? Where in your life are you changing for the good? In what areas in your life are you changing for the good? Where are you using your Christ presence, or where can you use your Christ presence more? Those are questions for you to answer if you so choose to grow, move forward, and be free. I value freedom. And I tell you, by forgiving, letting go, and these 8 qualities that we discussed, angels, and listening to your inner spirit, engaging in fellowship, forgiving and loving yourself, immersing in study, cultivating a prayer and a life of prayer and commitment, I guarantee you, you will develop the characters of God. I promise you that. Taking a deep breath. Taking another. Taking one more. Thank you, God. Thank you for this day, this space, and this opportunity right here, right now, that we've all had to come together to remember who and whose we are, knowing that there's only one power, one presence active in our life, God, and in this world, and that is the all loving goodness of you. We say thank you as we allow our Christ presence within to come forth, especially during this next couple of weeks while we're with family and friends. We allow our Christ light to shine, our love to flow forward, for positive, uplifting, encouraging words to fall from our lips, for us to be engaged in laughter, in joy, and in harmony with our families and our friends. We give thanks that we are willing to forgive ourselves, that we are willing to let go of what could, would, should have been, knowing that as we choose to step into a new year, we choose to step into a new us. We give thanks that we're willing to enjoy this holiday season of family and friends and ourselves, that it isn't just our Christ spirit within, yet it is also their Christ spirit within. And in truth, there's only one Christ spirit within. And we give thanks that we get to celebrate that Christ season throughout these next couple of weeks. God, we give thanks for each and every person traveling on the road or going to or from wherever they may be, knowing that they are safe, whole, perfect, and complete. We give thanks for all that we have now, for all that is yet to come, as we step into this holiday season in joy, in light, and in love. We give thanks as we release these words into the universe, knowing it is perfect, whole, complete, and done. And together, angels, we simply say, and so it is. Amen. Angels, we end the year with renew yourself, your last opportunity to renew yourself as we step into 2026. So join us next Tuesday for our show, Renew Yourself. This be your last opportunity before you step into the new year. You'll really desire to hear what we have to say about that. Angels, you can go to buzzardscorner.com, BUZZARDSKORNER, Buzzards Corner with K.com. Check out our coaching packages over there if you'd like to start the new year with support. We are here to support and uplift and encourage you. Angels, we've got our book, 5 Pillars for Life or Death. What are you choosing? And 8 easy steps to improve your life now. Those both are available at lulu.com. And Angels, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, all the social sites as well. Angels. Also, over there on our blog posting, you can sign up, get the first 3 chapters of my book, Breaking Shame, Reclaiming My Identity, coming out January 2026. Angels, I tell you, if you want upliftment, inspiration, and encouragement, this book is for you. Happy holidays, angels. Enjoy your Christmas season. Enjoy your family and friends. And until next week, I am Heather Buzzard, a Buzzard's Corner of Love, bringing people back to themselves.